ladies and gentlemen. This is Raadhika Khetarpal once again from Radiant Sports Management, supporting sports for a cause. We're discussing Radiant Sports Pick World Cup edition, and with us we have Mr. MSK Prasad, who's a former Indian cricketer, who's also been the chief selector of the Indian national cricket team, comes with an experience of multiple decades. And today we would like to possibly discuss, now that we're talking about the World Cup, we'd like to discuss what are the selection criteria and how can the differently abled community make an impact. And thank you for joining us today, sir.
Thank you. It's my pleasure to Raadhika.
So it's World Cup Day 2 today, and
Okay.
it's Netherlands and Pakistan who's going to be playing. And the tournaments just kind of build up. Yesterday was the first match, and 40 days of exciting cricket that India is going to be seeing and the world's been eyeing on. You've had a great experience managing, guiding the Indian cricket team. What have been your realizations and your experience with the Indian team and the cricket space altogether?
Yeah, first of all, just to start the conversation, yesterday was the first day of World Cup. What happened? The defending champions were outbeaten by the runners-up of last year. That speaks volumes. That speaks the real essence of sports. Sports is not confined to a particular group. So it's the champions are those who rise to the occasion on that particular day. So when it comes to the differently abled challenge kids, it's nothing that they cannot achieve in life. Only thing is that they might be having a little shortcomings in particular portions of the body. But what is more important? There is something which is more important than the body, which is mind. So yesterday, New Zealand players played with better heart and better mind. They played intelligently. That's the reason why they could beat the mighty English cricketers. So is life also. So you never need to feel that there is anything shortcoming in your life. You can always make it up with your intelligence. So that's exactly what we do in sports, and that's exactly are my experiences with all these legendary cricketers. They are not too far away from what we are, our normal people. So the legends or the great cricketers or the average cricketers are all similar. So how they utilize the brain that God has given us to the good effect is what that makes the difference between a good person to a great person, or a able person to an unabled person. So it's nothing. There's nothing in this world called unable. So we have so many people who have complete body parts in a good conditions, but their mind is not in a good conditions. What matters in life is what state of mind that you are in.
I absolutely agree. And speaking with a lot of differently abled para cricketers, we realize that the determination that they come with is super inspiring. And that zeal of wanting to make it somewhere, not just to make themselves feel happy, but also to earn the livelihood. And then, have that whole emotion of representing the country across the globe is so inspiring. And now that we're talking about the World Cup, I also learned very recently that there's another World Cup that takes place for the differently abled community. And I definitely feel like they do deserve a lot of eyeballs. So what are your thoughts on that?
Just to add to that, before we go into a differently abled players, I can proudly say that we have done, while I was the director for Andhra Cricket, and also we have done a lot for players who are visually blind. So can you believe that they also have a World Cup of themselves? And Indian team is a very, very strong team. Our blind players. No, I don't want to take the name of blind. I know visually challenged. Is what we can say that. So they've been winning World Cups left, right, center for the last so many editions. And one of the players is from my hometown, Reddy. So he. Ajay Reddy, his name is Ajay Reddy. He was the captain of Indian team also. Under his captaincy, we won a couple of World Cups. So they also play with the passion. So the passion with which they play, I think you'll be shocked that because some people can't even see the ball, but the way they run towards the ball is phenomenal. There is some what do you call pebbles inside that ball, and that ball keeps making a sound. With that sound, they just go and go and field the ball and just throw to the stumps. See, they are not completely blind also. So there are three degrees of degrees in that. They are partially or semi-partially. There's something like the three different categories. So that's how they play the World Cup. But when a visually challenged kids can play World Cup or play this sport, why not differently challenged kids? I mean, physically challenged kids. I think this see cricket is in our blood. Whether this game is played by able people or challenged people, cricket is in our blood. So wherever those six stumps are there, we are always there. We love that game. Cricket is played over the Himalayas and cricket is played near Kanyakumari also. So all parts of the country. So you don't need to feel anything, but we are always there to. So slowly, once you start playing this game consistently, once you start developing, some consistent performance, that's how you get recognition. Once you get recognition, you will have a lot of sponsors coming in. So before thinking too big on those sponsorships, on those deals, and all that side of that kind of a stuff. See, Indian cricket team in 1983 World Cup never had a sponsor. So how did the Indian cricketing economy has changed after the 83 World Cup or after the 2011 World Cup is unbelievable. Similarly, you can also do the same thing. If you start performing, because all these performance in today's world, they get recognition just like that with the kind of social media, with the kind of communication systems that are flowing in just a span of a second. Any good performance from here to any part of the world, it just goes like that. So viral. So you just focus on the game, you perform well. So time will come where, this will become very much part of integral sport of Indian sporting fraternity.
It's amazing to hear the kind of experience you have, and your experience with the blind cricketers and the other differently able cricketers that you've had, and the knowledge that you kind of keep, and they definitely have a lot of potential to grow, and rightfully so. That I mean, look at when Kapil Dev and the team won, and they didn't have sponsors. So it's definitely a hope that the game will grow and the future is looking bright. What, according to you, is the future of differently able community, sports community?
I'm telling you, as I told you earlier, they will definitely be a part of the mainstream. See, today we have a Para Olympics. There are a lot of people who watch those Para Olympics, including myself. I keep watching all those athletes who are challenged, the way they run, the way they stand it. See, frankly speaking, the people who participate in these kind of an events are much faster than physically fit guys like us. So I think sky is only the limit. That's why I say that you just have to cross that boundary of your physical limitations and just to follow your mind. I think you can achieve plenty of things. There's so many people who have achieved so many great things despite of all these shortcomings. So focus on the things, focus on your strengths, not the shortcomings. That's how you win in your life.
Thank you so much for your time.
All the
Sincerely
best.
appreciate it.
All the best, and it's my pleasure to be associated with the Radiant Sports Management Company, who's doing a wonderful, wonderful service to the differently abled and challenged kids. And
Thank you so much.
it's my
Appreciate.
pleasure. It's my pleasure.